sleeper agent of Ridiculum, because he never comes to any of the practices. It is Logan Haffner. One second, it was cold outside. Look at my jacket.
Take it off!
You know, when Kevin told me this was the Schmancy show, I was worried I wasn't going to have anything to wear. I think I did pretty well with it. So I wrote this in like the last 2 hours. So it's kind of put together a little strangely, but basically I have one good written joke and I have a bunch of one-liners. I'm going to give you the one-liners now. Sorry in advance. I saw Tyler's parents here, and I was very worried about how my jokes are gonna hit, but I saw Tyler said fucking great. But I have more confidence. So when I wrote these one-liners, I did have a couple drinks in me. So I will be reading them as I wrote them. Priests keep abusing children, and Pope says it doesn't represent the church, or the what's taught from the Bible. But has anyone actually read that long fucking thing to fact check him? Like you could say, and on the fifth day, God created man and then sodomized him, and I wouldn't even know. Let's see. Quentin Tarantino movies are usually a positive twist on real-life terrible events like slavery, the Charles Manson murders, but his style of filming, like, sucks, in my opinion. I think Michael Bay would do a much better job with that, like, type of movie ideas. Like, imagine a trailer that just starts, New York, 2001. It was a brisk and cold morning. The skies were quiet, too quiet. And then it's just 2 hours of George Bush karate fighting terrorists and Decepticons or something. Alright, that's that liner. Alright, this is my personal favorite. 6 was afraid of 7, because 7, 8, 9, of course. But we don't talk about how 10 felt after being in the middle of 9/11. Alright, that's all the one-liners I have. Thank you. So this one is, I was bullied in school, obviously. I don't know if you could tell. But when I was in high school, there's this kid named David who would bully me. But luckily, one day I got the golden ticket, right? I got the best comeback of all time. His mother was actually my pediatrician. Which, if you don't fully understand like how good that is, let me give you an example. Basically, he would come up, pull a chair out from under me, whatever, fall to the ground. I would get up instantly and say, your mom fondles my balls every time. And it would work every time, because it was true, right? Like, he can't do anything about that. He tried, though. You could try to get a comeback to that, but you can't say something like, well, I know for a fact that your penis is small when your only form of proof is that your mom told you. But this did, open doors for me. I went from a kid who was bullied by everyone to everyone minus David. So, real big steps. To make matters worse, I wasn't the only one whose doctor was David's mom. It was, a lot of people. We actually had a club. The club was called Loving Hands, and the logo... the logo was, 2 hands cupping the heart, but the heart was upside down. Where was that? We would meet every day of the week and just discuss trips to see David's mom. We'd actually record the meetings and send them to David just in case he missed them. And I was actually having a lot of fun with this bit. This was the first bit I've ever done, pretty much. I could not wait to go to the doctors. I would custom make calendars with my doctor's appointments already put on and set as holidays. I was excited. And when I went to the doctors, I would not take this shit seriously at all. This is how I would go. So I'm in the doctor's room, right? Come in. Hey, David's mom. How's it been? Oh, what am I doing? I'm just doing my 2:30 daily calisthenics. Why is my gown off? No reason. What's with all these questions, doctor? Let me give you a question. Is that part lump down there cancer, or is it just me? Yeah. That was basically every single doctor's appointment. But unfortunately, the fun had to come to an end at some point. She came up to me to my last appointment, and she was like, Logan, this is gonna have to be our last appointment. And I was like, why? Well, why would you want to do this? She said, first off, Logan, you're 20 years old. You actually need an actual doctor, not a pediatrician. Also, every time I give you your physical, you make me refer to you as David's friend, and it's creeping me out. But I can refer you to an actual doctor if you like. And when she said this, the only thing I could think was like, David has an aunt. That's all I have. That's all I have.